Hello and welcome to this Blue Lotus tea ceremony. As you can see, I'm at a very beautiful location here in Kemet, or Egypt. The Temple of Auset, or Isis, is before me, behind me, and the sun is about to rise. It feels so good to be here and with this medicine of this land. I love coming to this island. I've been coming here for about 10 years or more and have grew up in Egypt. So the Blue Lotus came into my life at a very early age, at an age where I was 21 and I was still discovering who I was. So the Blue Lotus became a deep aspect, a deep guide, you could say, a very important flower in my life. It supported me to unveil, it supported me to get true to who I truly am and discover and explore and encourage me to embody more of my true essence. So this is the nature of the flower. The Blue Lotus, Shushen Nefertum, is a flower that when ingested through a tea, through a resin, through a tincture, I use the tea mostly. I love drinking it as a tea. When you do drink it, there are certain effects that can happen. One can be that you feel so relaxed in your body. It is a relaxant. So it is a really beautiful flower to drink if you want to just truly relax. Take some time off, switch off your phone, connect to yourself. It is also an aphrodisiac, which means it invokes the spark of our sensual nature. Very beautiful to drink if you wish to have more of a sensual connection to yourself or even to your beloved. Very beautiful to drink before any form of intimate and sensual activity. And even just with yourself, a self-pleasure or before taking a bath can enhance your senses. It also invokes, in a way, a spark of our presence. So you may find yourself just wanting to sit in meditation for an hour or two. This can also happen. Since the flower grows from the mud and the water, it can bring up a very deep memory or a wave of emotions. Sometimes a lot of tears. Allow that to happen too. The flower is intelligent and takes you where it's good for you to go, where there's medicine there for you. And it is also, since it's a relaxant, you may just fall asleep. If you fall asleep, trust that is what your body needs and that is also good. So if you're not finding any effect or you're like just drowsy or sleepy, go to sleep. And as all medicines do, if you look for something, you might not get it. It's a flower, a medicine of deep surrender. There's nothing to get from her. There's nothing to gain in a way that you can seek. Beings who are waiting for a response get disappointed. Maybe they're comparing it to another medicine. This flower is very subtle and it works in the dream state. It works in the unconscious. So it is great, as I shared, for meditation, for relaxing, for inspiration, and before bed for dreaming. Over time, it can start to open up the dream channels for you. So allow this flower to gently work its magic and its medicine with you. It's gentle, it's super subtle, and very potent. The more we sensitize ourselves into the subtlety of life, into the subtlety of sensation, the flower will begin to flower inside of you. So let's take a breath into that. If you're new to this term, take a breath into that. I may be bringing this throughout the video, meaning take a breath means just allow yourself to arrive more and relax the shoulders and the head and the breathing especially. It's very important with the lotus flower that you breathe throughout. So please don't hold your breath. Feel free to make yourself comfortable. You can sit up, you can whatever. You could drink the flower and lie down. It's your journey. And this journey is, at the end, you're the one. It's in your being, it's in your body. This is for you. So allow the flower to work the way you want. Sometimes it's nice to move. Sometimes you'll want to move your body. Sometimes you'll want to sit completely still. That's up to you. I cannot tell you where to go with that. That's by listening to your body's deeper desire, either for movement, stillness, rest. And you don't have to think about it. Whatever the impulse is exactly it. That's perfect. Finally, before we begin, the flower comes from, as you know, it was used in ancient Egypt as a medicine, as a totem, as a symbol. Why? Why is it everywhere in the temples? Because it filled the Nile completely. And here behind you, you can see the River Nile. I'm bringing the River Nile directly to you. Can you imagine this was filled with blue lotus? And it has such a delicate perfume also that is rather intoxicating. So it also kind of opens up, you could say, your vision, your nostrils, your heart, your senses. And when Kemet started to decline, when ancient Egypt started to decline in its power, the flowers started to slowly disappear also from the Nile. And now you cannot see a flower anywhere. A few growers, some dear friends of mine, are slowly growing them to begin the propagation. And yet it's not in the Nile. So there was a legend that came from that. When the blue lotus comes back to humanity, comes back to the Nile, comes back to the world, humanity will awaken and remember themselves. So we're at this time, and you're probably watching this video because you are one of those beings who's awakening and remembering themselves. It's a symbol of death and rebirth. As an old civilization died, a great civilization had to die, a new one was formed. We're also at this cusp of a dying civilization and a rebirthing new one. That's if we look at a civilization, death and rebirth. We also go through death and rebirth. And the sun also goes through death and rebirth every night. So the sun dies, in a way, goes into the underworld and rises for a rebirth. So do we. We die and go through rebirth. We could say we do that every night. And if we want to wake up fresh and renewed, we wake up reborn. Or we have different crossroads in our life where we say, oh, I went through a major transformative process. That's another death and rebirth. So these cycles of death and rebirth were really kind of at the heart of the ancient Egyptian culture. And Auset, Isis, she was a guardian of that death rebirth process, for she dwelled in the underworld as much as she dwelled in the overworld. So she's a wonderful force of nature to work with when drinking the blue lotus. So is Hathor, or Het Heru, which is more if you want to invoke a spirit of dance and sensuality and rapture and silliness and play and beauty and music and dance and intoxication. You can also drink the blue lotus infused in wine. So that would be a way to really have a more Hathorian or Het Heru ritual. And of course, the sun, the Nefertum, is the son of Sekhmet and Ptah. And Nefertum is the blue lotus child, growing from the blue lotus. Purity, beauty way. Nefertum is a symbol of that inner child. We, at the end of this journey, if we've really gone through the many alchemical gateways and layers and processes that come from the shamanic teachings of Egypt, eventually it's to purify us and to distill us so much that we become so innocent like divine children. That is, in a way, you could say the height, the depth, the completion of your beautiful shamanic initiations. I don't say that word lightly anymore, but these kind of immersions, processes, ceremonies eventually lead us to that sweet innocence within. That is the Nefertum. So you could say the path of the blue lotus is a path of attainment, of really enlightenment. Not enlightenment so much of the mind, it's enlightenment of the heart. It makes the heart lighter and lighter and lighter over time. The blue lotus is just a part that supports with that. But the real work happens inside with this kind of soul, body, mind, spirit realm, to understand it, to have the maps to move with that. And if that interests you, There are some wonderful online courses that can support you to go deeper with the shamanic processes. Death and rebirth. With a deep breath, let's begin and exhale. I invite you, my dear, to just allow your belly to become very soft. I invite you to allow your chest, your shoulders, your neck to become very soft. I invite you to relax your mind and your thoughts, to allow your thoughts to become very soft. I invite your palms to be open. The palms open, feeling the center of your palm warm, pulsing. And if you want, you can even outstretch your fingers a little to feel the energy circulating into your palms to support a deeper receptivity. And as you feel your palms open, allow also your tailbone to relax into the earth and breathe into your tailbone, pelvic floor area. Allow it to become soft and sensitized. Allow your throat to become soft and sensitized. Until your whole body is breathing gently. The Blue Lotus is for everyone. If you are concerned that it's not for you, drink a small dose of lotus. It doesn't have any major hallucinogenic properties, meaning it's not like ayahuasca or other medicines. It is very mild. If you are pregnant, you can also drink. I highly encourage you drink a very small dose also to start. And perhaps in your first trimester, since you may feel more nauseous, or you may feel it's better not to drink it through your first trimester, it is safe to drink. Always begin with a smaller dose. So even as you prepare yourself and you're breathing, just feel into your body sensation. How do you feel right now, my dear? The Blue Lotus will unlock perhaps more sensitive feelings. See if you can, before you even drink the flower, attune yourself to sensation. How do you feel? And we're going to do something to begin. We're going to sound our note from inside. Now, if you've never sung before, it's okay. Hum. It's just a simple note from our heart, from our body, vibrating outwards. In ancient Kemet, there was a part of you, there's a part of your soul that dwells always in the stars. So we're just going to sound a note to one of our bodies, to an aspect of ourself that always rests in the stars. Keep sounding for a moment. Sound your breath. Sound your music. However it sounds does not need to be perfect. Deep breath. We're going to bring the voice in. Nothing, this term of perfection, when we walk the Blue Lotus path, the path is of beauty. All of it is beautiful. All of you. There is no judgment. It is all beauty. This is the beauty way. Nefertum, the shishen, the flower, is the beauty way. It grows from the mud into the lotus. So you can begin if you have your tea, or maybe you have your cup already with your flower inside. You can just pour the tea very slowly. And you may enjoy to inhale the tea, smell the notes. Just feel everything. Listen. Whenever you feel to, you can sip your tea. The mother of the lotus, the Sekhmet, fire energy, pure dynamic energy, physical power. She's a lioness. The mother of the lotus is the lioness. Feel that power within you, for the blue lotus is a flower of power, invoking deeper parts of us in our deep unconscious to join us into the surface of the waking light hour, so that we may know ourselves. Feel that power within you, like a sunlight, like a sun, like our solar plexus. We will begin by breathing life and energy and gently breathing here. Nothing crazy, soft, Power is soft, power is gentle, power is like water. If you feel to with the next sip, evoking the father of Nefertum, the lotus, Ptah, the power of our spoken word, the design of our inner architecture, the artist within us who creates our own life, co-creates it with nature, with the cosmos, and with the divine. Our words manifest. Our thoughts, our actions, when aligned, have a tremendous power to manifest our life. And with the next sip, taking a sip for Nefertum, the divine child within. The creative, the part of you that is the creative, the free to be inspired, to dream, to play with this world, to be in joy. Now I invite you, for those who are on this journey, please make this journey yours. I offer little homeopathic drops. If you do not resonate with something, perhaps don't reject it, just lean into creating your own journey. If you are taken somewhere else, allow yourself to go on that journey. And if you wish to stay here with me, you're welcome to do that. So to take now a deep breath in, to prepare yourself again to sound a little bit more. Use your voice to feel this inner trinity, what it feels like to have an inner family, inner mother, father, child, as a source of power, as a source of stability and anchoring. I will sound just for a bit and then I will stay quiet so you can just journey and hear yourself fully. Sich mit giving yourself some space now to just feel your own creative energy. Maybe you want to dance, maybe you want to curl up, maybe you want to dream in this trinity of power, artistry, innocence. Remember, Sekhmet is ferocious. She's a lioness. If anything comes to disturb your peace through your inner mind, churning, or even outside of you, distractions, she's ferocious around her boundaries that support her to honor her beautiful space and sovereignty. So if you're feeling a little bit like, oh, I don't know, and allow this power to really vitalize your mind. To be like, I'm going to do this now for myself, whether you want to dance, sing, curl up, take that space and be sovereign in it. Enjoy your sovereignty. Enjoy the power of the solar light of your sovereignty, my dear. And when in balance with the masculine, with precision, with architecture, with design, with creativity that has some structure, everything flows, everything flows. You are like the solar child, shining simply, simply. So see where this journey takes you for a moment. Just enjoy some time now on your journey. I may offer very few little homeopathic drops from now on. Remember to breathe, my dear, breathe. Fluid breath. For the lotus grows from the mud and from the water. Its roots are deep in mud, and there is water. There is so much water in the blue lotus. There is fluidity. There is energy moving, flowing. Sensations, feelings, maybe even emotions, inspiration flowing. And if you are in a space where you feel really heavy now, really sticky and something, you're not feeling your power, this is perfect, for the lotus has to return back to the mud in order to rise again. So perhaps you feel a bit sticky. That's all right. Shall rise when the time is right. So just stay in there. Allow yourself to relax. See it simply as a part of nature. And if you are in the heart and you feel like you're resting in the heart, you're in the bud phase, just rest there in the bud. Allow yourself to dream, curl up, whisper, sing, whatever it is. The bud is also a beautiful space to just be and rest. And if you are in the lotus, you may feel incredible radiance, magic opening, the sense of, oh my God, opening every petal. Your soul feels like it's shining in union with the divine. Also love that process and know that in all of them, they're all going to change and turn one into each other. So enjoy the process where you're at. If you're in the mud, you shall rise at some point, maybe not right now or today. If you're in the flower, know that it will close and restore back its energy. And in the bud also, you will rise, you will fall, all of it. Just rest wherever you are with an open heart, with an open mind. All is perfect. All is part of the beauty way. The flower is a symbol of death and rebirth. Death, simply a decay, a changing from one form into another, to rebirth, to grow again, to regenerate. It's all part of nature, part of this cosmic reality, is a natural reality. As above, so below, the heavens and earth united within. Rest in this garden, in the mud or in the splendor. Whether you're moving through something right now that feels a bit heavy or super light, it's all part of this garden. No judgment here at all, at all. If you feel like you want to invoke the sense of protection from anything that may come in your space or your way, simply imagine yourself in a garden, in a perfect ecosystem. Anything that comes your way that wants to harm you, your inner mother, Sekhmet, lioness, will devour it. Nothing can enter your peace or your space. As the water, the lotus simply rests on its surface, gently moving, gently stirring. At night it must close to protect and harness its energy, for in the daytime, at sunrise and beyond, it continues to open its petals. Wherever you are, my dear, it is perfect. Allow this to be a deep message of complete self-acceptance, deep self-acceptance. Wherever you are, it is perfect. For everything will transform and change naturally from one form into another. See these changes within, the changes outside. It's all the time, it's everywhere. Rest in the power of your own heart, my dear. Rest in the power of your own heart. It's invincible. You're so loved, so held, so protected. Surrender to the forces of nature. And you will always be held, protected, guided, and safe. In ancient Egypt, there were not called gods and goddesses, they were called Neter, forces of nature. They are you, they are outside of you, they are everywhere. Feel in your heart the connection to nature. feel the support of nature in your life. All the Neter are here in your world, in your universe, in your life, in your body. To access that power, that knowing, simply breathe. If you feel like moving, do that. If you feel like dancing, if you feel like resting, go deeper. Even if you're with a partner in deep union, melt into nature, become nature. Become like water, like air, like fire, like earth. Become like ether. To regenerate your body, regenerate your life. Regenerate the parts that are dying or dead or decayed. Allowing the parts that are in full bloom to have their moment to shine. To return to nature is to truly show up for this world, for this beautiful planet. And this is the flower's legacy. The more beings remember, lighten their heart, smell the sweet perfume of life, open their heart, and allow all the muddy things to be there. They are there, it's natural. And yet to not get swallowed by it, to see it as the fertile ground of your wisdom. The solid ground, your foundation, is all the experiences you've had in your life. Everything in your life was exactly as it was meant to be. It's exactly as it's meant to be right now. Rest in that knowing. There is nothing more to push for, to strive at this moment, other than this beautiful surrender. Deep gratitude. Softening yourself so you can access your greatest power directly from the source. From the source, deep within. Take a nice deep breath in. Deep exhale. Allow a sigh to come out. Inhale and exhale. One more deep inhale and deep exhale. is so much beauty in this world. We can see true beauty for what it is. My dear, you are so beautiful, more than you know, more than you even imagine. Allow your heart to melt with that knowing of what true beauty is, not distorted beauty. This pulse in our heart, this beautiful world we live in, this nature, the fact that we're in these bodies. What a gift. What a gift. So continue to embody that sense of perfect imperfection as a beauty way, as a path of beauty, to see it all without judgment, to walk your life as you are, so beautifully and powerfully taking those steps to continue to embrace more and more and more of you. To allow your dream to be drawn like an architect, to bring energy into it, and to birth it and allow the forces of nature and this cosmos to support you in that, and trust the timing. Everything has its time. Everything has its time. So if there's any feelings of disappointment or dissatisfaction, you can let them melt here and now. Everything has its time. Everything. In this divine architecture, it is perfect to the millimeter and full of chaos, full of unknown. Enjoy it all, my dear. Allow the Blue Lotus to reveal that more and more to you. The perfect imperfection as beauty way. All of you is welcome. All of you is welcome to the beauty way. All of you, all your parts, all of them. All of them. So if you would like to continue, you can pause the video here and just continue. And then you can come back to the recording for the completion. If you feel like you're ready to complete, you can continue. The power of bringing you this transmission from Auset, this beautiful Nubian islands of Auset or Isis, is for she is the one who embraces all our parts, all the disowned parts, all the rejected parts, all the parts of us that we feel ashamed of, that are not worthy of love. She gathers them all in her heart, in her womb, all of it, and she is us. So my dear, to complete this journey, welcome all these parts back and see if you can mean it. Welcome back this part, this little shameful part. It's welcome. It's welcome home. For as it's welcomed, it will alchemize and transform into your power, into your beauty. All of you is sacred. All of you is sacred. The only parts that we can, in a way, need to bring out our sword for are the parts that really come to, in a way, put us down on a level that we do not tolerate anymore. Not little, small, innocent, shameful, little child parts. We're talking about the parts that really come with a huge force that want to completely disturb our peace. Those parts we slay, and we allow our inner lioness to devour, to protect ourselves from energetics, from the energies that may come that want to disturb our peace. And the more you melt into the soft heart and womb of the mother, Auset, those energies won't even have a place to come in, for that will become even more powerful. The flower, the blue lotus, as soft as it is a path of true power. So I thank you for journeying with me with the blue lotus, coming from these beautiful lands of Nubia, with the great mother Auset that is all around us, everywhere. Isis embraces us home in our totality. All our scattered parts, all our rejected, our shameful parts are welcome here in her heart, in her womb, in this home. She's you, she's nature, she's us. Welcome back your parts, my dear. You are so powerful, and your gift is in there, so radiant. Maybe it's shining, maybe it's not. And it's simple. It's so beautiful in its utter simplicity. May you receive the message of the lotus as a path of simplicity, not one of complicating matters. So to close, allow ourselves to receive the gratitude, the watering, the moisturizing, the nourishment from the lotus, from the nectar. We thank the forces of nature that are here to support us, to transform us, to enable our growth, and to enable our sweet death and rebirth with such grace. We thank them for always weaving within us in our breath, in our minds, hearts, thoughts, body, soul, weaving a tapestry of divinity. As our stellar, soul-lit star nature infused in our body and our cells here on earth, heaven on earth, heaven in body, star in body, soul in body, embodied. We thank you for bringing us on this beautiful path of the Nefertum Sheshen lotus, a path that regenerates, a path that brings hearts together, souls together, in the understanding and knowing that we are at the brink of a civilizational change, and we each contribute to the awakening within and without. It is a time to awaken, a time to remember, a time to rise in consciousness and rise together, to rise together as a living family here on earth. Thank you for joining me. It's been a pleasure to be here with you. I hope to see you again. You can find me on YouTube with other videos, other transmissions. There are some online courses which will also be listed now on the YouTube. If you wish to look into that, you're welcome to. And if you wish to just keep it here with a beautiful cup of Blue Lotus tea, thank you for that too. Oh, what a beautiful life. Let's take a deep breath in. And with an exhale, a nice deep sigh. And we'll close just with some music, some sounding as we did. Remember, it doesn't have to sound any certain way. Just let it out. As you'll notice, I'm not singing anything, like it's just random notes. And it feels good, and that's all that matters. So take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, begin to seal with a sound note. she shall